Unless somebody else got something else.
I have.
Yep.
This is First Chronicles chapter 17, and it's the same account that you find in 2 Samuel 7 chapter. Pretty much the oath of the covenant that the Lord made with David through the prophet Nathan. First Chronicles 17 verse 7 in the NLT. Now go and say to my servant David, this is what the Lord of heaven's armies has declared. I took you from tending sheep in the pasture and selected you to be the leader of my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone, and I have destroyed all your enemies before your eyes. Now I will make your name as famous as anyone who has ever lived on the earth. And I will provide a homeland for my people Israel, planting them in a secure place where they will never be disturbed. Evil nations won't oppress them as they've done in times past, starting from the time I appointed judges to rule my people Israel. And the point is right here, it says, and I will defeat all your enemies. Furthermore, I will declare that the Lord will build a house for you, a dynasty of kings.
Man. Woo! Man. Ooh, and hey, that's the order of David, man. Starting with Jehoshaphat, King David, and really it's the 144,000. That's gonna be the governing body. If anybody, just like we got today, people, especially in America, we got a president, a vice president, you got the governing body, mayors, senators.
Right.
Well, Jehoshaphat, in worldly terms, he gonna be the president, man. Mm-hmm. King David gonna be the vice president. And from the order on down, which we'll find out then, Lord, when we're a part of it, men gonna be set up over certain provinces, certain planets, right? And they gonna be governors, mayors, senators. Yahushua said 10 cities, 5 cities for certain brothers, you know? Mm-hmm. But we gonna be making the judgment calls on the earth.
Right, I got a precept for that.
Come on.
This is Revelation 19 and 15. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. That's what Yahushua gonna do when he returns. He's gonna smite you.
That's right.
It says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treaded the winepress in the fierceness wrath and the wrath of the Almighty God. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh, and it's speaking on the thigh of his garment, okay, which back in ancient times, generals and militaries, they would have their garment and their rank would be on the thigh area. This ain't talking about a tattoo. Okay? As a matter of fact, somebody read this in the NLT so it'll break it down. Revelation 19 to 16. Okay, you got Christians talking about this. Jesus got a tattoo on his thigh.
It's Revelation 19.
You Christians are bugged out, man. Foolish, man. You've made that's why a lot of blood is on you Christians' hands. You made people really just say to hell with the Bible. A snake ruined the world with an apple. But he called a beast.
Right.
Right. Go ahead.
Revelation 19 and 16 in NLT. On his robe at his thigh was written this title, King of Kings, it's like a King of all kings and Lord of all lords.
King of kings and Lord of lords. He gonna be the head king of the rest of the kings, man. Yahushua come and make us kings. Many crowns. And what it said in Psalms 110, that he gonna, because those many crowns he gonna have, he ain't gonna literally, on a chariot trying to hold the crowns together. Right. No, man, that's just like King David. When he smote that king that time, once he was dead, he took his crown off, put it on his head.
Well, that's the ancient custom. When you took down a nation, you would take their king's crown and put it on your head. Well, Yahushua said he's going to have many crowns because the government that's getting ready to be set up is going to take down all authority, and not just for 1,000 years. Mm-hmm. See, the 1,000-year period, give Revelation 20. You got something?
1 Corinthians 15.
Hit it.
It's 1 Corinthians 15 in chapter. 1 Corinthians 15 in verse 22. For as in Adam all died, even so in Mashiach shall all be made alive, but every man in his own order. Mashiach, the first fruits.
This is the order of resurrection. Everybody talks about the resurrection. The resurrection is the elect being brought back to their first estate under Yahushua. Point blank period. There's a rank and order to that. Go ahead.
But every man, verse 23, but every man in his own order.
Every man in his own order. This is the government that's getting ready to be set up.
Man.
Go ahead.
It says Mashiach, the first fruits.
Who's the first fruits? Pursuing the Revelation 14.
That's right.
Who is it? The 144. The first fruits all right, will rule directly with Yahweh Shai, man. That was what he promised them the whole time. The 12 were just, they were the heads, right? What Judas got, put away, and then Mattathias got added. But he was telling them, look, you're going to rule with me. But that was symbolic because there's going to be 12,000 out of each tribe. See, when we return back to the Holy Land, we're going to part inheritance amongst the 12 tribes of Israel in the Holy Land. That's the government. That's the original temple. The garden eastward in Eden is Jerusalem. And that whole region makes up the promised land.
Right.
But this time, that church, because that's the first temple, was literally the garden. What was Adam to do in the garden? To keep and watch, which was the same thing. When you look up those Hebrew words, the same thing that the priest did in the temple. The temple itself that Solomon built was just a resemblance of the Garden of Eden.
Right.
That's why he had the palm trees, the animals, he had the emblems of animals and palm trees engraved. The door faced east. Why was that? Because that was just a resemblance of the Garden of Eden all over again. And Yahweh Shai, who is Adam and Solomon, we're going to return to that region of the earth under him for the purpose of establishing order in the planet Earth. This is not a low-level talking point where we're not just here to argue about being black and reparations and all this other. No, we're here to tell you the Lord is getting ready to establish a righteous kingdom in the planet Earth.
Right.
You got something?
I finish it off. It says, 1 Corinthians 15-23. But every man in his own order. Mashiach, the first fruits. Afterward, they that are Mashiach said is coming. It says, then cometh the end. So when Yahweh Shai come back and beam up his elect, it says, then cometh the end. What end? The end of Esau, right? The end of these Gentiles. You know how it says, to the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled? That's the end when the Lord come back, man. That stone coming out, cut out without hands, hitting the feet and the toes, the statue that Nebuchadnezzar seen. This is the time we talking about. It says, then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority.
All rule and authority, man. So Esau ain't go 1,000 years. Cause we're gonna get into the 1,000 years, before we end it, man. We'll get some other points, but come on, man. Go ahead, bro.
When he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power, for he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. Woo! Come on, man.
All enemies under his feet. We're going to reign with, and he's going to share that authority.
That's right.
Get Revelation 2. See, a nigga wouldn't share. Yahweh Shai is going to share. Just like Solomon shared. Don't you know Solomon shared his kingdom with his people?
It says, rich is not coming for a nigga.
Right. You give the position of Yahweh Shai to a nigga, we just have apartments in the kingdom. Yeah. Or a street. It just be your street. Yahweh Shai is promising us cities. You gotta, man, see, brother, you gotta think big, man. America's gonna be destroyed, but the rest of the earth gotta just be fixed. So you look at particular parts of the earth, like Jamaica, that ain't gonna be destroyed. New Zealand, that ain't gonna be destroyed.
Right.
Somebody get that scripture where he talks about giving us 10 cities? Just type in cities. I believe it's in. Yeah.
We still want to Revelation 2?
Real quick. Let's get Luke real quick.
Luke.
No, you got it. You got it.
All right, yeah, this is Luke chapter 19 and verse 16. Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities.
Here, 10 cities. And that's a symbolism. But just imagine 10 cities. This is a city where we are, right? Just imagine 10 of those. That's what the 144,000 are getting ready to inherit under Yahweh Shai is the earth. Some more?
Come on. And it goes on to say, it says, verse 18, and the second came, saying saying, Lord, thy pound have gained 5 pounds. And he said likewise to him, be thou also over 5 cities.
See, if I'll take 5. You know? You know what I'm saying?
Got Irvin and Carrollton.
Bro, this world, people don't understand how big the world is.
Oh, it's real, brother.
This earth is huge. And see, Yahweh Shai's gonna have dominion. All right. See, Solomon only had dominion of the Holy Land. When you look at it, he was basically Adam. You know, he had the dominion in the Holy Land. Yahweh Shai, now that order, starting at Jerusalem, which means the teaching of peace, get to spread everywhere now. Yeah. And you, Lord willing, if we're of that number, are going to help him. That's the government that's getting ready to be established in the earth. That's heaven. The kingdom of heaven starts with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that we've received. Which as we go from glory to glory, once we get transformed, we're coming back down here to set up authority. This is too precious to just destroy. The earth got to be fixed.
Right.
Don't you want to see this in its rightful order?
Right. Real.
Luke 22 and 30 and 28, it says, ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations, and I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my Father hath appointed unto me. Somebody look this up in the blue letter. That ye may eat and drink at my table. Look at that word table in Luke 22 and 30. That ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, Israel's going to be perfect, but we still got to set things in order. And, man, when we come down, there may still be a few stragglers running around we got to get rid of. The rebels, purge out the rebels. That authority is going to be given to Yahweh Shai in the 144, man. Mm-hmm. Judging the 12 tribes of Israel, setting everything in order, man. That's why you got to govern yourself first, man. We've come into something very, very important, and you niggas are just playing with it, man.
That's right.
Now, you got it?
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's Strong's G5132 for the word table. In the Greek, it's trapeza, right? It says a table on which food is placed, an eating place. The table in the temple at Jerusalem on which the consecrated loaves were placed. Equivalent to the food placed upon the table. Says to set a table, put food before one, a banquet, a feast. The table or stand of a money changer.
Money changer. Go ahead.
Where he sits, exchanging different kinds of money for a fee.
There you go. The bankers. We're going to be the bankers of the kingdom of heaven. Mm-hmm. Who are the bankers on the left-hand side? You got the bankers, right? Well, ain't that one of the blessings? What's that, Deuteronomy 28? That we're going to lend to the heathen? That's a particular aspect of our government. We're going to be giving out loans, charging interest. Mm-hmm. We ain't going to do it like the devil did it. But that's a government. The government, who do they give you loans? Mm-hmm. We're going to do all of these things in righteousness, man. Somebody got that?
I got a quick one for you concerning that. This is Deuteronomy chapter 15 and verse 1 in the NLT. At the end of every 7th year, you must cancel the debts of everyone who owes you money. This is how it must be done.
Jubilee.
Everyone must cancel the loans they have made to their fellow Israelites. They must not demand payment from their neighbors or relatives, for the Lord's time of release has arrived. This release from debt, however, applies only to fellow Israelites, not the foreigners living among you.
Wow.
Go ahead. So yeah, it was just going into, that's part of, being judges and, rulers, first over the nation of Israel, but, ultimately over the whole world. And there's a system, and we're going to be governing, we're going to be ruling off the law, statutes, commandments. Mm-hmm. We're allowed to tax heathens. We're allowed to, charge them interest. That's the form of oppression when you go to that word oppression. It literally means to charge interest. Right. But unto our Israelites, unto our fellow brothers, we can't do that.
Right. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 12. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, all right, the heaven to give the rain, all right, unto thy land in due season, all right, and to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. See, these are aspects of the government that's coming. We will have full dominion under Yahweh Shah. Somebody get that scripture, I give you the keys. It's that Matthew 19, 16. Yep. And then get it in the blue letter, because we got to look up that word keys.
And if I may add, that's the same chapter. And you got to remember, there was an ongoing conversation between Yahweh Shah and his disciples. So after he told them about the keys, at the end he told them, y'all gonna sit on thrones. So it coincides with each other, you know? And he was mainly speaking to Peter.
David. If you can receive it. The head of the church, man. Jacob, Moses, Abel. That's the head. Abel was the first disciple under Adam.
Like the Elder Kadar just said, the rock is in Psalm 61. Peter said in a prayer, he said, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. And Peter, rock. So it was a rock over even the head of the church. That's Yahweh Shah. Yeah, Peter was the head of the church, but it was somebody over him. Yeah, it's going to be David's throne, but who's sitting in it though, man? Yahweh Shah. The Lord said unto my Lord.
David needed mercy for that throne to continue. And that mercy was through Solomon. Our mercy is through Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead.
So Matthew chapter 16 and 18, and Yahweh Shah says, and I say unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock will I build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Verse 19, and I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven.
Why did he tell him that? Just the key of David. Access. Now look up that word key. Should be kleis.
The Greek word for keys
That's
is,
the thing we know. Greek, Hebrew. Well, we didn't came up, man. Bro, from the hood, we talk about anastrophe. This is far better than just being a nigga, man. Just wisdom. Go ahead.
God. The Greek word for keys is kleis. Strong's G2807 says a key, since the keeper of the keys has the power to open and to shut. Metaphor in the New Testament to denote power and authority of various kinds.
Various kinds of authority come with those keys, with that key. You know? Authority. Now get Revelation 2, and then let's jump to Revelation 20, and we'll get a few more.
Revelation 2 and 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end.
This is Yahweh Shai's words, man. If you devils really, like, you Christians really just don't want this to be in the Bible.
Right.
But everything we're bringing out is according to the Bible.
Right.
Go ahead.
It says, to him will I give power over the nations.
Start over.
Revelation 2 and 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Authority. Because, keep reading.
It says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. Even as I received of my Father.
See the authority his father gave him. Ask of me and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. We're going to have that. Don't you know it's a law? Get Leviticus 25. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm going to read the next verse, 28, Revelation 2 and 28 in the NLT. It says, they will have the same authority I received from my Father. And I will also give them the morning star.
There you go, which is the law. The morning star represents the light being put in you, the law, statutes, commandments being put in your inward part, so you can be perfect. See, the problem with all of our rulerships was this flesh. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't get it done in this.
Right.
So the gift is to rule now in the new bodies. And nigga, y'all are afraid. See, we're not afraid to say these bold and what this world called. We gonna say this boldly. This is what we saying.
It's true.
It's faithful and true, baby. Just like the fall of Israel came, and it was faithful and true. So was the rise.
Yep.
Go ahead.
If I can quickly say, that's why when you go into the Levitical priesthood and Yahweh Shai coming, it says in Romans 9 that he was made a high priest, and he was, roughly paraphrasing, it was set for better things to come. So that's what we're looking upon. These things that are coming about is going to be something that's better to come, way better than what we in now.
Right.
You know, you have Jake, they don't see that. 2/3 don't see. They blinded. They don't see the foresight of what's to come. But in the scripture, it open our eyes to see. Man, it's like on the screen there. It's gonna be something much better because the earth is beautiful.
Yes.
You know, but Esau has destroyed. The earth will destroy. I think you like the earth will destroy you before you destroy it.
Yeah.
And Esau is doing too much. So the Lord got to come back, and they would say He's gonna come take the kingdom. He got to take the crown back for the savage what Esau has done.
These prophecies, these prophecies also are being like spoken into that they're being spoken true, this true breath. This is truly life, so when those words are being spoken into existence,
Right.
like the term abracadabra, we all know, through the spirit that comes from the Lashon Kodah. This being spoken into existence. So that's why everybody's affected through the spirit.
That's right.
Right before your eyes, as we're being given this gift and we're speaking and it's coming to an existence.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
Manifestation.
Right. Because we just read about ruling over. You read that again? Somebody, you got something to get Revelation 2 real quick again?
Revelation 2 and 26, it says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
And a lot of we bring this out, but there's a reason for this. We're not just now. There is vengeance because that's to fulfill prophecy, Isaiah 49, to execute the vengeance. But the focal point of ruling you with a rod of iron is that you learn righteousness, because you heathen have went too far left. So once we get our kingdom, we've seen how you ran the earth. Now we know, okay, don't do this, don't do. Now we're going to have it in us. We're going to come down, and it's going to be a hardcore, the 1,000-year period, because there's a law on having slaves. What kingdom, oh man, you know what I want. What kingdom does not flourish without subjects? Every kingdom has subjects. See, but when we talk about the fact that we're going to have servants, handmaids, put you in captivity, that's like you think of it alone with what you devils did. Now we bring out the fact that there's going to be a rod of iron, but there's a purpose for that. See, what was your purpose of what you did to our people, you Edomites? It was horrible. The purpose of the kingdom of heaven, the rod of iron, all right, is a order being established.
Right.
Judgment too, but more importantly, order. Go ahead.
I got a quick one for you. It's Proverbs 14-28 in the NLT. A growing population is a king's glory. A prince without subjects has nothing.
A prince without subjects has nothing.
Just sitting there.
You just sitting there. You got the whole world, but then the people under you, they can just do what they want. No. That don't make any sense, man. So the talking point of having you in captivity and servants, that's a kingly order that goes, every kingdom had servants, man. But then when it comes to the kingdom of heaven, having servants and handmaids, that's all of a sudden, oh my God, that's so hateful. Well, in the law, ain't it law on how to deal with your servant? There's laws on it, man. Somebody get Leviticus 25.
That's it right here.
Go ahead.
Leviticus 25:44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. And it says, of them shall you buy bondmen and bondmaids. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall you buy, and of their families that are with you, which they beget in your land, and they shall be your possession.
They shall be your possession. The heathen are our possession. Start is really Yahweh Shai. He's just sharing it with us. See, because you got to understand, Yahweh Shai and this body of men, created this whole heaven and earth thing. Animals, light, sun, moon, they all created it together. They just haven't been able to come to the earth and rule it. Now we can. That's what's coming. That's the 1,000 years. It took 7,000 years for the completion of creation. All right, it's been ruined. That one day, that 1,000 years to get it back in order. So the same ones who created it are getting ready to come back together, meet in the sky. There's going to be a family reunion. Who knows how long it's going to take. But then we come down, it's time, it's an Israelite party.
Groovy, man.
Put it back to how it was. Get this thing back in order.
Yeah, man. That's another, for me, that's another offense to them.
Yeah.
They thinking they got away with something.
Right.
That's why the scriptures say, give the Lord no rest.
Right.
Because what we telling the Most High? Dad, you remember what they did? They think that ass whooping and slid, that the Lord didn't forgot.
Right.
About all the treacherous and the atrocious things they did to the nation.
Right.
And we're going to keep that. You remember they did this? Look what they still doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we reminding the Most High, hey, and we know the Most High got it all under control.
That's
And
right.
the ass whooping is coming still, man.
It's coming, baby. You gonna get your ass whooped. But especially you Edomites.
Yeah.
I done told and I'm telling
But
that.
see, because at that point, we're sovereign.
Right.
Yeah.
At that point, there's no other law code in the earth that matters.
Right.
Nobody can take you to court for beating it,
Not taking no PTO.
Right. You put a transmission, or somebody who commits adultery.
Right.
You have the authority under Yahweh Shai that you got to go back to the spirit world. Do that here now. Pray for me, Akio. You just executed judgment in the earth. I need to go to jail. Dummy. You can't do that now. That's why the scriptures say, wait ye upon me. And this is why we tell you stupid camps, don't try to take your own vengeance and get your own carnal victory, because the victory is when it comes, it's going to count, man.
That's right.
And see, y'all look at it as hate, but it's really love, man. It's counsel that's being given unto you from Yahweh Bashem Yahshua through his men, but Jake don't like correction, man.
Yeah.
Y'all all just sit back and be quiet and silent, all of this weirdo stuff happening. Hey, we're not going to be silent, man.
Right.
We ain't learned that from Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, and our leadership didn't teach us that.
That's right.
You know? Where we at?
What that Revelation 4?
Did we finish? Leviticus?
Let's see. I think it was. Okay, let me grab it again. This is Leviticus chapter 25 and verse 46.
Read 45, then 46 again.
Okay, Leviticus 24 and verse 45. It says, moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall you buy.
Of them shall ye buy. You are possession.
Yep.
Just like you sold us. Well, the scriptures talks about how we're going to trade your children and sons, sell your sons and daughters afar off. That's in the book of Joel. Slave trade is coming in righteousness, baby.
That's right.
And we're not ashamed to tell you these things. It's just that when people hear it, it's just like, oh my God, they're black.
Hey, Revelation 14 tell you that we're going to possess them who had us under captivity.
Right.
They want you to empathize off of what we went through. So they try to hold that mirror back to Jacob. Well, look what happened to you. Look at that. Nah.
Right.
Nah. This is retribution. It's payback, man.
Payback.
Remember you from way back. This is payback.
Right. Keep reading.
Leviticus 25 and 45. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall you buy, and of their families that are with you, which they beget in your land, and they shall be your possession. And you shall take them as an inheritance for your children.
So here you pass down Nikes, PlayStation, apartments, houses.
Yeah.
In the kingdom, this is Elam. Elamite, they go work the field, the Moabites, because the Moabites are good. Like these heathen, like they're whack, but they on point for certain aspects of the earth.
Right. Yeah.
the Moabites, David made him as washpot. A washpot is somebody who washes hands and feet. Now, don't Moab do a great job at that? Moab is also good with going out in the field and agriculture and stuff like that. The Elamites, all of these nations have their purpose in the earth. Although they're not the chosen people, they do have, particular gifts given unto them that are going to be used to forward our kingdom.
That's right.
We're just going to have the wisdom to know which heathen to put where. You know?
That's right.
That's what's coming. These heathen are going to have to learn righteousness. Now, Revelation, unless somebody else got something, let's get Revelation 20 and 4.
This is Revelations 20 and verse 4. It says, I saw thrones, and they sat upon them.
Thrones. I saw thrones, and they sat upon them. You shall sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. That's right. This is the 144,000, man. The men of the Lord who had to come into the earth, all these different incarnations, and preach to you stupid-ass people, man. Finally having their gift, their reward, man. And we hope we are of that number, but we can't wait till we don't have to try to, reason with you people anymore.
Right.
All right, bro. Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, then I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads,
Right.
and in their hands.
This is the men of the Lord, man.
Right.
The disciples, they stood firm and took their deaths back then. Some of us are going to have to stand firm and take deaths in this time, which is see, that's the beauty of understanding the truth. Reincarnation. You have everything you need to just endure to the end.
Right.
There should be no reason with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you've received that you bow to me.
Right.
Yeah.
A man is a man, a woman is a woman. I'm not going to sit up here and play with you and bow on that. No, I am standing on that. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're not putting no haram in me. I would rather go back to the spirit world. You're not going to sit here and, put these juices. Look, I'd rather go back to the spirit world at this point with what I know.
Right.
And I'm happy. I fought the good fight.
With it.
We did the work.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
At this point, if you faced with a death and you choose to bow out and sell out, hey man, you don't believe what you read.
Yep.
Blessed, the scriptures say in Revelation 14, your works follow you, man. So all of the labor, the apostles and prophets, even going back to the time of Adam, all of the work that was put in, Noah, Shem, all of that stuff, man, there's a reward coming for that.
Right.
And we're here in these times to be the remnant, to be heirs to the very promise that was given unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
And what was the promise? Access back to the Garden of Eden, baby.
That's right.
That's what the sons of God have been fighting for this whole time. Why do you think the disciples were so adamant? Now can we get the kingdom back? They know that meant access back to Eden, but that wasn't the time.
Yep. Yeah.
The garden eastward in Eden is Jerusalem,
That's right.
where the teaching of peace is to spread throughout the four corners of the earth. That's what Jerusalem means. Yorah means to what? To cast out, to shoot, to instruct, to teach. Shalom means peace. The teachings of peace are getting ready to be brought back into the earth, man. Ain't you tired of this bullshit?
Yeah, real quick, just to back your point about, we faced with death. You know what I'm saying? You gotta believe it. You gotta believe his words, man. This is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried. And you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Now, when you go into that word faithful, all right, I let him say it.
Strong's G 4103. Pistos.
All right, it says trusty or faithful. But when you go down to the bottom, it says, one who is convinced that Yahushua has been raised from the dead. One who has become convinced that Yahushua is the Messiah and the author of salvation. But like I said, like the elder said, man, if you don't believe in the resurrection, you ain't gonna be able to. You're gonna fold. That's what this word faithful means. One who is convinced that Yahushua has been raised from the dead.
Man, and if you believe that, you're immortal. And there's a lot of people who really toil with that. They don't really believe it. They think it's symbolic. He not only did he raise from the dead, he broke bread, ate, drank with brothers and sisters. You know, 2 women saw him first. 2 Marys, which was the symbolic of the northern and southern kingdom. 2 women saw him first. And then he broke bread after he rose 40 days and 40 nights with particular brothers and sisters, man. Somebody get that in Acts. The 10th chapter started around. It's a lot. It's the spirit.
Well, you get that if I could add, because people think when the Lord, after he died, he rose, he was like Casper, a ghost. No, but he came back, he was flesh. His man was back, he was back. That's why he said, look at my hands, look at my feet, grab me, touch me. Yeah. It was actually the Lord back, man. Yeah. So we believe in that. A good example is 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter. Yeah. When you read about each and every one of those brothers, before they was put to death and tortured by Antiochus, what did they rely on? They said, we know we're going to rise again. Yeah. It's all good. They was willing to take their death because they knew they was going to come back. The same thing for us, bro. We really know that's the truth at the end of the day. Like Yahushua asked Peter, y'all gonna leave too? Peter said, Lord, where else we gonna go? What the hell we gonna do? What we gonna do? What else can promise us what the Lord promised us? Come on, man. Protection through the times that's coming and the kingdom to come after this world. Where else we gonna go, man? But the point is, if we believe in the resurrection and these things that come, nothing should shake us, man.
That's right.
You know? You got it, bro.
It's Acts chapter 10 and verse 40. Him the Most High raised up the 3rd day and shewed him openly, not to all the people, but unto witnesses chosen before of the Most High.
Witnesses. So this gospel is predicated upon what those witnesses saw. Come on, man. He didn't show himself to everybody, but to witnesses. Go ahead.
It says, not unto all people, but unto witnesses.
Start over.
Okay, kind. Acts 10 and verse 40. It's Acts 10 and 40. Him the Most High raised up the 3rd day and shewed him openly, not to all the people, but unto witnesses chosen before of the Most High, even to us, who did eat and drink with him after he rose from the dead.
Come on. Imagine that. Imagine that first day. We all sitting here, and he right there, eating. You looking at it.
It's like I was just reading that the other day, and it said that because they was talking, and they said the Lord just popped up and was like Shalom, and it said everybody jumped back, was scared. It said someone was scared, but they was happy for amazement. And the Lord said, y'all got something to eat, and it said as he was eating, everybody was staring at him. Like no, like he really him.
He rose from the dead, and like where the chicken at?
And also,
Where the lamb?
the other part of it too, when judgment comes, he comes suddenly.
Yeah.
Because when they happen, they walk on like, oh man, all of a sudden he there. You know, so he appears suddenly, man.
Right.
You know.
And a lot of you don't believe this. A lot of you really just faking the funk. But when it comes to these deep things, like we get mocked at bringing out the deep things. Nah, y'all don't want to talk. Yes, our Lord and Savior raised from the dead.
That's right.
We believe that wholeheartedly.
That's right.
We're foolish. We're fools for Hamashiach. Keep going.
Acts 10 and verse 42, it says, and he commanded us to preach unto the people and to testify that it is he which was ordained of the Most High to be the judge of quick and dead.
That's it. So we're to go. They were to go preach what they witnessed. You know. Now, where we at?
I finished up in Revelation 20.
Let's get Revelation 2. Read it again.
Revelation 20 and 4. It says, and I saw
Somebody get in the NLT that word dominion.
Revelation 20 and 4.
We'll get a few more close out.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years.
Now, the 1,000-year period, the importance of the 1,000-year period is that, somebody get that, let favor be shown to the wicked? Start at the scripture above that though, like Isaiah 26 and maybe 8. Yeah. Go ahead.
In Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 8, it says, "Yea, in the way of thy judgments, O Yahweh, have we waited for thee. The desire of our soul is to thy name, and to the remembrance of thee." Verse 9, "With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my soul within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn of righteousness."
See, see that the importance of that 1,000-year period is you have to understand how far gone these heathen are. So when we talk about ruling with the rod of iron, the main aspect is that they know what not to do. That's going to take some time. They're going to have to start speaking Hebrew. All right, they're going to have to learn. That's the purpose of the kingdom of heaven, this government that's going to be established, is that everything be turned back to the way it was supposed to be. That's not going to happen in one day.
Right.
The 1,000-year period is for that process to be played out on earth, but Yahweh Shai and the first fruit spirits will be at the forefront of that.
Right.
You will be at the forefront of saying, shut the fuck up.
And build this kingdom.
Shut up! Because you can go to work and say, it don't matter. Having a cracker kiss your boot. At that point, that's when authority matters. We ain't gonna have to work. We're just gonna use the wisdom given unto us to implement order on earth under Yahweh Shai. See? Because the heathen being given unto you, what you gonna do with them? Yeah, there's a rod of iron aspect, but what are you doing at the same time? They're gonna have to learn righteousness. You got something?
I still got Isaiah 26.
Right?
Isaiah 26, the latter end of verse 9. "For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn of righteousness." Verse 10, "And let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord."
See, that land, Jerusalem, was made to be like ruled, like the order was supposed to stem forth from that land. Isaiah, what's that, Micah 4, Isaiah 2? Somebody can get that too, but I got this real quick. Habakkuk 2 and 14. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh Bashinah Shai as the waters cover the sea. So that's the goal. That 1,000-year period, the importance of that is that, okay, it took the 7,000 years for completion of creation. The Lord is going to give us the elect first fruit spirits that have one day to get it back in order. And then, at the end of that 1,000-year period, for us to have peace pursuant to Deuteronomy, Amalek got to be blotted out. Which we'll go into that aspect. I'll do that in another lesson.
Ezekiel 35.
You know? Go back to, you got something?
I got to ask. Well, it can wait.
No, hit it. Go back to Revelation 20, and then we'll get a few more and close it out.
It's Acts 3 and 19. It says, "Repent ye therefore, and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the Lord. And he shall send," that's to show you, "and he shall send Yahweh Shai Mashiach," two different powers. That's because of these Christians, the Most High will send his son back, man, to refresh the earth. Acts 3 and 20 says, "And he shall send Yahweh Shai Mashiach, which before was preached unto you." This is the point. "Whom the heaven must receive until the times of the restitution of all things, which the Most High have spoken by the mouth of all his holy prophets since the world began. So I'm going to this word restitution because it says Yahweh Shah was going to be in the heavens on the right hand side of the Father until he goes send back to bring restitution back to the earth. Now this is the point, as we've been going into those spirits that was created in the beginning, that the thrones, the house of David, man, they gonna be the ones to rule his last kingdom.
That's it.
It says
Forever, baby. Ain't gonna be no 1,000-year Esau go put on some church shoes and come out of the cave and kick ass. Try to kick it. No. Go ahead.
Jet and shit. Nah.
And
Yeah, we got chariots. He get on the airplane with the helmet. And somehow Yahweh Shah, the 144, wasn't privy to them, you know.
And then he said the Caucasus Mountains, you know, but according to Amos, that land will be given to Judah anyway, or Edom land. So, you know, but nevertheless, I'm going to read this again. This Acts 3:21. It says, whom the heavens must receive, talking about Yahweh
I'm gonna
Shah.
ask you brothers this, what's the importance of having Edom's land? What's the importance, which one of the main important in having that land of Edom?
That's Judah.
Yeah. What's another? The King's Highway. That's in that region.
I was passed through from my exit.
The King's Highway, when you look it up, it's a very important, you know, point of trading, you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have us getting these lands back is important. That's why these devils are going to war now. They won't control certain regions in the earth because it's strategic to be in certain regions of the earth. Jerusalem itself, what's beautiful about Jerusalem is you can get there from north, south, east. You can get there from any point in the earth. The access point is you can come from all angles. That's why 3 times a year everybody comes up to Jerusalem. Well, in the kingdom, you devils are gonna have to send representatives.
Right.
Not your whole nation. You know, you're gonna have to send representatives to come into Jerusalem to report in, to pay your tithes, and to bow to the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Because that's the point. Every knee bowing to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, all right, in heaven and on earth. That's the point. That's what this glorious word going out is gonna lead to, man. We're not just a bunch of niggas, all right, sitting here talking crazy. Nah, man, this is heavy. This is high level, man. And I know, but if a brother gotta leave too, you know, y'all can roll, but you know, we gonna flow for a little bit more.
The brothers on Island, the Houston camp, he answered your question. He put the King's Highway.
Oh,
John
okay.
Island.
He put it on there.
He put it on there. On the coming board.
Yep. You could just research the King's Highway, but having that region of Edom is very important because they through that, just like the Panama Canal, which that's man-made, but having that gives you access. Absolutely. Right.
Yeah, because when I was cutting through there, you had to go through all around
Bro, you be
Central and
through.
South America, and it's take too long, so you can cut straight through.
Cut straight through. Right.
I'll finish this real quick. This Acts 3:20. I'm gonna start at 20 to point at 21. And he shall send Yahweh Shah Mashiach, which was before preached unto you, whom the heavens must receive until the time of restitution of all things. Now I'm going to that word restitution. It's G605, and it's apokatastasis. And it's the point. It says restitution, reconstitution, restoration is the one. Well, it's both of them, A and B. It says a true theocracy. Now we've been going into the government being set up. The kingdom of heaven gonna be a government, but what type? Is it a democratic form of a government? You know, no, it's gonna be a theocracy. Now when you go into that word theocracy, it says, quick Google definition. I'm sure brothers could find better ones, but it says on Google, from New Oxford American Dictionary, theocracy, a system of government in which priests rule in the name of a god. Wow. Matter of fact, I read it wrong. A system of government in which priests rule in the name of God or a god. Is that not what it's going to be? Priests, a king's and priests, right? We're going to rule in the name of God, Yahweh, and a God, Yahweh Shah. That's what it's going to be. So in the scriptures, we can see what we can expect to come, man. The throne of David, even when David ruled, that was a slight form of it. What was the law? What was in his book? You see? And the other one it says, for that definition of restoration, not restoration, but restitution. It says a true theocracy in a blue letter, but this the one that says of the perfect state before the fall. It ain't talking about 70 AD fall. That's talking about what it was before Adam fell.
Yeah.
And really, even before the world was, that perfect state, the church of the firstborn, it says, which was created in the heavens, man. That's what the Lord bringing us back to. But instead of us just being in the heavens in those bodies, He gonna allow us to come back to the earth and finally govern and rule over what we created anyway at the end of the day. Anything you have, and I like to make this point, when you go to the store, you get anything, where it come with instructions. Because the one who made it, the inventor, he know how to use it better than anybody else. The Lord gonna put the ones who made this world, because we know how to use it better than anybody else. So we about to come back into that first estate, what it should be, man.
Yep. No? Let's finish Revelation 20 and 4 and get one more and then we'll close up.
Revelations 20 and 4, it says, I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads, or in the hands, and they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years.
So a lot of people think that this is just it. Although the kingdom is eternal and forever and ever and ever, the 1,000 years, that's it. Right. No, the 1,000 years, the importance of that 1,000 years is that's the establishment of it, man. That's the point where we're going to be telling people what to do this, do that, boom, using the wisdom, that's in us as lights to pretty much get this earth back in order, because the Lord ain't going to snap his finger and the earth just turn back perfect. Right. A perfect example is that is why in Ezekiel 39, the bodies have to be buried. The earth has to be cleaned up. There's concrete in particular parts of the earth that we ain't going to use concrete in the kingdom. So the heathen have a lot of work to do. And particularly you Edomites, and it would be stupid for the Edomites to be locked in cages for 1,000 years. No. Well, why? What would be the purpose?
But in Ezekiel it says continual employment.
Right. Continual employment. The Edomites are getting ready to be put to work. In particular, the elites.
First.
That's what that first 1,000-year period is for. That's why it's associated with a rod of iron. Now, we're going to have a rod of iron the whole time, but after that 1,000-year period, the heathen will very well know, especially after they see the Edomites get just eviscerated out of the earth. They're going to know, like, okay, we're not effing with them. These are the people. These are their ways. This is what they require. Because 1,000 years, that's a lot of generations. Yeah. So their children and their children, they're going to eventually know the Hebrew perfectly. They're going to know what to do as far as what we require, as far as what, it's going to be instilled in them. So the first fruits under Yahushua are going to have the authority to establish that order in the earth. First, the first dominion. Was that in Micah, the 4th chapter? The first dominion, that's what this is talking about. Keep reading in Revelation 20 real quick.
Revelation 20 and 5. But the rest of the dead live not again.
No, read 4.
Oh, 4.
That part about dominion.
Come. This is back in Revelation 20
dominion.
and 4. And it says, and at the end, it says, neither had received the mark in their hands or in their foreheads, or in their hands, and that they live and reign with Mashiach 1,000 years.
Now look at that word reign. Reign with Yahushua 1,000 years.
This is reign. It's Strong's G936. It says Basilo. It says to be king, to exercise kingly power, to reign. It says of the governor of a province, of the
government. Go ahead.
Of the rule of the Messiah. It says of the reign of the Christians in the millennium. It says metaphor. It says to exercise the highest influence to control.
Yeah. Right. Wow. So the highest influence, you're gonna be able to change music back to righteousness. You're gonna be able to turn water back to righteousness. You're gonna be able to turn air back to righteousness. You're gonna be able to safety, children, everything. You will be at the forefront with Yahushua reigning on earth. That's the importance of that 1,000-year period. Keep reading.
It's, back in Revelations 20 and verse 5, it says, but the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished.
The rest of the dead, which are the heathen, all right, they're not going to be able to live until the 1,000 years be complete. You see? Because there's going to be a lot of work put into our project of the earth being brought back to paradise.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's Sirach 33 and verse 25 in the GNT. If you make your slave work, you can set your mind at ease. If you don't keep him busy, he will be looking for freedom. You can use a harness and yoke to tame an animal.
Right now, if Esau is just locked away in a cell for 1,000 years, they're going to be thinking, you know,
Right. You be trying to plot this.
because it's an Edomite. It's in him to rebel. And see, the heathen were made to submit. The Edomites, they're not going to do it. So they just got to go.
Right.
Go ahead. See, certain heathen kings, they acknowledge Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? The Edomites never gave glory. Go ahead.
Sirach 33 and 26. You can use a harness and yoke to tame an animal, and a slave can be tortured in the stocks. Keep him at work and don't let him be idle. Idleness can teach him only how to make trouble. Work is what he needs. If he won't obey you, put him in chains.
But then Esau did to the Israelites.
That's wisdom.
Right.
That's the Bible, baby. The Bible is a book for kings and priests, man. You low-level thinkers, to you this is hateful and mean. Well, take your dumb ass to Subway.
Well, we say went too high for a fool.
Yeah, we're talking about top knowledge. You niggas, let me get to number 4. Get out of here, man. Wouldn't we be the same as them? So the rest of the dead, read that again, the rest of the dead?
Revelations 20 and 5. But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first
The
resurrection.
first resurrection is the purpose of establishing order on the earth. First. I want to be of that number, man. To rule with Yahweh Shai, like directly. And some more. That's pretty much it, right? Now, Daniel 7 and 10, and we'll close it out.
It's
Lock
Daniel,
it, man.
it's Daniel chapter 7 and verse 10.
Wilma at home, mad to the motherfucker. Wilma!
Pull that wig tight.
Daniel 7 and 10, it says, a fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands and thousands ministered unto him. And 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were
The
opened.
books were open. Go ahead.
I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake.
Right, the horn, speaking of Babylon and Great America, which is ran by who? The Edomites. Go ahead. The kingdom of heaven is ushered in through his fall.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beasts,
As concerning the rest of the beasts, those different nations who ruled in the Lord's earth. Go ahead.
they had their dominion taken away.
Their dominion was taken away. Their rulership was taken away. Right? Go ahead.
Yet their lives were prolonged for a season in time.
See, they're still going to live. They're not going to have eternal life, but they will still live. See, Esau, Edom is the only heathen. Let's finish it off with Isaiah 14.
Okay.
Isaiah the 14th chapter.
26.
Nah,
It says
like
Oh, 21.
verse
nah, it's up a little
18.
bit. All of the nations lie in their glory.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 18. All the
I think you want to start up a little bit.
oh, okay.
If you can, whatever, and then we'll close it out.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 16. It says, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon
Who
thee."
they talking about? Lucifer. Not no angel who got kicked out of heaven because he was playing the piano on the wrong key. Right? Esau. Go ahead.
It says, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble?"
Is this the man? That's what's getting ready to come of you devils, man. You at the top. you winning, you get away with all this wickedness. But when it's all said and done, when the nations learn our knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, they're gonna be like, you nigga, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ham gonna be mad. All of them, the nations gonna be on our side in the kingdom. And they're gonna see you for the devil you are. Go ahead.
Says, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners,
Right.
of his prisoners?
Right. America is only so many percentage of the population, but they lead the league in particular people in prison. Go ahead.
Verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory.
They're gonna lie in their glory. After the 1,000-year period, if you're obedient, you're blessed. That's another aspect of the kingdom. When the heathen obey us and do what we please, they will get blessings.
Like, and then the brother was saying earlier, he said Elon will come with, because
Slice it.
everybody going back to their respectable corner, right? You got your land. Our gates will be open continually. Your top crops and your spices, they gotta come to us, baby. They gotta come to us. Yeah, all that curry, we need the best crop of the curry come to the Israelites.
That's right.
I was out first.
We're gonna have the best of everything, man, because where these heathen are set up at, they're gonna be a part of paradise.
Right.
So they may be rich in a particular resource. We get the first fruits of that. We get the first fruits of that. Real quick, Tobit 13 and 11. Many nations shall come from far into the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahshai with gifts in their hands, even gifts to the King of heaven. All generations shall praise thee, all right, with great joy. Cursed are they which hate thee, and blessed are all they which love thee forever. So yeah, the nation's gonna make it proud and out of line at certain times, then they're gonna be cursed. They don't come up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles pursuant to Zechariah 14, they're gonna get punished. You think about eating a rat again.
Yeah. Ain't gonna crossing. I know you're gonna go ahead.
Ain't gonna be no damn puberty blockers, man. Ain't gonna be no confusion for the babies, man. None of that bullshit.
Nope. Under our government,
Right.
because Kadar said so. None of that freaky shit. No Ronald McDonald. None of this. No gas stations. Social security numbers. That will be a thing of the past in the kingdom of heaven. You won't have to have a. So your spirit will identify you.
Your reputation
Yeah,
precedes
your reputation.
Got a
Man.
new name. Yeah.
The heathen, we ain't gonna need no the IDs to know who they are. We're gonna know exactly who they are.
Put them all, license.
Yeah, and we're gonna be the righteous police.
Elon from the east side of the bank of, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna know what family line they belong to, what they did to us in the past life. So if we get a spirit on us and we just want to judge them, hey, you got full dominion. Yo, whatever you say it goes. In righteousness though. Keep going.
Isaiah 14:18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory.
They're gonna lie in their glory. They're gonna be sent to their respective parts of the earth and just be obedient and shut your ass up. Go ahead.
Every one in his own house. But thou art cast out as of thy grave like an abominable branch.
At the end of the 1,000-year period, the nations will be able to go to their respective corners, but you nigga, you Edomites, you're gonna be chased out of the earth. You will not exist. There will be a point, and the way I see it, and I speak as a man, is all nations are gonna come to see that day, where the Edomites are completely done away with as a nation. They all will watch. That's because you gotta understand, in the law, which I'm gonna do a lesson on it, I ain't gotta get it, we ain't gotta get it. It says, when you get rest from all your enemies, you gotta blot out Amalek. So that's the final aspect of rest, is getting rid of the Edomites out of the earth.
Right.
Call all y'all. And we can't wait. Because that's really when you really have rest, when they ain't there no more.
So I got a real quick one.
Yeah.
Real quick. Ezekiel 35 and 4.
Not that we ain't gonna be at rest. We're gonna have a new body, we're gonna have a new covenant, we're gonna be good. But them being gone, that's a part of then we good. You know, go ahead.
Real quick, Ezekiel 35 and 15, this is the judgment of Edom, Mount Seir. Ezekiel 35 and 14, it says, thus saith Yahweh power, when the whole earth rejoiceth. Now, when the whole earth gonna rejoice? When we rule. Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Yeah.
So when the Israelites in the kingdom, and the kingdom of heaven is set up on earth, and that's gonna be after the 1,000 years as the elder going into, because now they're gonna be like, okay, we done with that, we just gotta follow the order. They're gonna rejoice for righteous rulership. But this the point though. Once that's set up, it says, Ezekiel 35 and 14, thus saith the Lord of power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate, as thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord. So when the whole earth rejoices and everything is settled, Esau, you will be taken out the way. And you know it's cold. What we gonna have in the kingdom? The gold, the stones, the undiscovered things, right? Going to planets. Once we're able to do all that, that's something Esau always wanted to do. Discover the depths of the earth. See all these unseen animals, undiscovered stones. Go into space. Once we're able to do that freely and these heathens able to, get the benefits of the earth, you ain't gonna ever see it.
Right.
Everything you always wanted to see, once it's finally time for everybody to enjoy it, you gotta go. You gotta go. And I remember you said one time, Zaquan, that the serpent got to be taken out. You ain't gonna mess up the garden again, man.
Right, you gotta go. You're gonna get evicted. The scriptures talks about how he's gonna be chased out of the world, which I'm gonna do a lesson on that, because that literally is like when I give you rest from all your enemies, you gotta blot out Amalek. And the rest aspect is gonna come after that 1,000. I mean, of course we're gonna be rested, but that first 1,000 years, you gotta understand the work we're gonna be putting in. But it ain't gonna be physical work and labor. But we're gonna under Yahweh Shai, we gotta get this thing back in order.
Right. Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that 1,000th year
Right.
gives us just it's time to blot out Esau and all of the heathen. We ain't gotta just beat them over the head with a rod of iron all goddamn day, because they're gonna at that point. What did David say? When they see me. Somebody get that 2 Samuel 22 and finish that. We'll finish off on 2 Samuel 22. And I promise y'all I'm done.
Finish this verse. Isaiah 14 and 19, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
You Edomites are gonna be you an abominable branch. So the kings, the heathen are gonna be able to set up order. They're gonna have kings amongst themselves. They're gonna have hierarchy. They're gonna have order. You think we're gonna deal with the lower level Elamites? No, they're gonna have to. You're gonna have to be like us. Go ahead. You have to mimic what we do, but you'll just never get what we
The
are.
raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword,
Right.
that go down to the stone of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial.
See, they're gonna have their rulerships buried, but they're gonna be able to live. You're not gonna be joined with them. That's right. You Edomites, go ahead.
Because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, the seed of evildoers shall never be
You're
renowned.
not gonna be renowned. Go ahead.
Verse 21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face
That they do not rise, Nate. Nathaniel.
that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
And we say that with all respect, because technically he was before us, and when we came in, he was there. He was one of the figures, that were present for us to know we're Israelites. But you going completely off. And we ain't trying to be proud, but you through. You tripping. They're not gonna rise again. 1,000 years, then this nigga come out of the caves with an attitude. No. After the 1,000-year period, Esau gotta go. So let's just get 2 Samuel 22, because we talk about the throne of David. Read 1 and then I'll tell you where to jump. Go ahead.
2 Samuel chapter 1. It's like 2 Samuel 22 and 1. And David spake unto the Lord the words of his song in the day that the Lord had delivered him out of the hands of all his enemies and out of the hands of Saul. And keep going.
So that's where David got his kingdom. So jump to 36.
Gotcha. verse 36, it says, Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me. Thou hast so that my foot did not slip. I have pursued my enemies and destroyed them, and turned not again until I had consumed them.
The tabernacle of David. This is going to happen again, but under Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And I have consumed them and wounded them, that they could not arise. Yea, they are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me about with strength to battle. Them that rise up against me have thou subdued under me. Thou hast also given me the necks of my enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me.
Right. He go build up the tabernacles of David as in the days of old. Well, this is the days of old. Go ahead.
They looked, but there was none to save, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them as small as the dust of the earth. I did stomp them as the mire of the street, and did spread them abroad.
How do you think Solomon was able to have 40 years of peace? Because of that.
Come on, man.
So it's going to take that same beat down, but in a different way, to get peace again. Go ahead.
Verse 44, Thou also hast delivered me from the striving of my people. Thou hast kept me to be the head of the heathen.
He got delivered from 2/3, man. We need deliverance from niggas.
Yep.
Go ahead.
A people which I knew not shall serve me. Strangers shall submit themselves unto me. As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient unto me.
See? As soon as they see you.
Bro, it said this. It said foreign nations cringe before me.
Right.
As soon as they heard of me, they submit.
See? So in the kingdom of heaven, let them think about anything wrong. When they see us, that's what that 1,000-year period, it's going to take time for that.
Yeah.
That's what the rod of iron is for.
Yep.
Right.
So it comes to a point where you ain't gotta have a rod of iron, you just show up. They gonna remember that 1,000 years of terror. 1,000 years to slave. That's the new movie.
Right.
Not 12, 1,000 years to slave, man. So you Edomites, you ain't gonna rise again after that 1,000-year period. You're gonna be put down, but the heathen who, ultimately they're gonna be able to live and you're gonna have to just keep the law.
You already had your season. This is at the latter end of their season.
Right. So, hey man, hopefully y'all are edified. We'll give all praise to the Heavenly Father. Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. And double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, that great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Could you turn mine off? Man,
It was fire.
fire.
Let's go. When we start, you got to go.